All right. Thank you for joining me on this call. Um, it's an interesting one because I've obviously had a bit of a hiatus lately, and I had led out about a week ago about why. And honest to God, it's like I'm exhausted. I'm just scratching and clawing to stay awake right now. I think my life has definitely taken a turn into if I ever work out during the day and try to come home and manage three kids by myself on the weekends, which it's most weekends because Sarah works a lot with being going back full time, so she works weekends. It's just they're crazy. So I've had to transition my life a little bit here and kind of get used to that. And then you lose a little bit of inspiration just because you're not feeling as lively anymore and you're kind of feeling like the world's hit you in the face a bit. So tonight's an interesting one, and it's just all about being vulnerable in your situation and understanding that it's okay to be in that. And I think that we try to avoid it and try to stay tough and try to stay, I guess, on path of what people tell us is the right path, and always pushing and always working. You always have to be productive. You always have to do this. You always have to be doing something, moving, going, whatever. But honest to God, I think that that's a farce. I think it's complete opposite of what you should be focusing on. I think there's a time and place for everything, but I think more than ever now, going into almost turning 36 and finishing up my 35th year, all that good stuff, you need to book time to recover mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever it may be, whatever's important to you. You need to book time to recover, because I think in the times that you're most vulnerable, you learn the most. And it's put me in a position where I'm actually quite grateful that I didn't coach the last few weeks. I'm happy I didn't do it, just because it gave me time to kind of refocus on what's important to me. It's not that the half hour creates a burden in my week. Believe me, it doesn't. I love doing this. It's just one of those things that's like you put focus on what's important to you. And this is. So I know we had a call a long time ago about asking people what their why was, and that put some people in a vulnerable position, and it brought out some really good messages. So Jen and I were, Jen reached out to me and she had mentioned kind of a suggestion for this group and these calls and stuff is to take some of the pressure off of me and have some of the topics kind of get presented by the members of the group. And what I've really come to make a decision on, and I wanted to tell you guys tonight and record it and everything so we can send the message across the board, is that this inner circle is something that was meant to be private, extra, all that kind of stuff. And I kind of copied one of my mentors, and through the last few weeks, I've been going back and forth with Allison on it, and just where it's going, what direction, what focus I want to have on it. And I realized that through the Fit 500 challenge, I really enjoy delivering this stuff without a focus on anything financial, anything exclusive, anything and everything should be available to so many people. And I don't know why I pigeonholed myself to
Coaching call.
um,
My coaching call.
situation here where like I've gone in and in the back end on and made sure everybody that was paying for the inner circle is no longer paying for it. Like there were a few, there weren't that many, but people have been paying for it, or they opted into a program that had an added element of money towards the inner circle. And you know what, I just took it right out. I don't want to get paid for it. And then I was thinking through this, we have a great group in Fit Clubbers that never gets used. And we have a great group of Fit 500 people that have been more active than I've pretty much seen in a long time with even the inner circle. We have our 5 to 7 people in the inner circle that talk, Brandy does the workouts outside of the gym. Jen, I'm sure you get some of the ideas from there possibly and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that do things silently, but there's only 76 people in this group that potentially are doing them silently. And I want to reach more people. This isn't doing it for me. I love the group. I love the inner circle. I love what it is, but I think we can do it on a grander scale. And I don't know how people will feel. Like, I've heard that, opening it up to more people will make more people quiet, this and that. But is it really different? So I really want to reach more people. And you guys are the first to hear that I'm going to make the decision to transition this over and open the coaching call and open all of our coaching to people at home. They don't have to come to Fit Club to get coached. They don't have to come to Fit Club to talk to good people. That gym is just an opportunity for people to get stronger, make relationships, yes, if you choose to, but ultimately get stronger, feel good about yourself, create confidence through delivering exceptional programs, right? So the coaching side of things is passionate for me, and I want to reach more people, and I want it to be available on a grander scale, and I don't need to make a dime from it. I don't want to. So I've stopped all that. And that's through reflection and saying, you know what, it wasn't a lot of money, but it was still money, and it's not my plan. So there you have it. That's what is going to happen. The group will still be here, but I want to transition some of the materials over. I want to announce it a little bit more in Fit Clubbers. Kind of want to bring the community together. We have a great community of past members, existing members, and a lot of members just keep trickling into the Fit Clubbers, but yet we're not doing anything in there. It's like, why are people even in there? There's over 300 something people in that group when we're not even talking to them. And you guys are overlaid into multiple groups. And I think that that's a pain in the ass too, when you have 3 different spots to check the same stuff. So it's annoying. Jen, you've turned into quite the leader in the gym. A lot of people silently watch your posts and decide if they want to come to boot camp or not. No, but they see your posts and they say, oh, this is going to be a great day. They kind of set it up. And I overheard in the conversation where they knew you weren't even at the workout on Friday just because you didn't make the post. And they're like, oh, Jen missed a Friday. So they look up to you. I think that's really cool. And it's something that you should be proud of yourself for, your perseverance, your persistence, your dedication. And at the end of the day, what we've been saying since day one is your discipline. It's not motivation for you, it's discipline now. You're past motivation. You don't really look to be motivated. You're more motivating now because you have built the discipline. And I think a lot of us envy that. And I want to just give you a shout out on that. It's great. It's pretty awesome to see. I don't know what else to say about it. It's something that I envy myself. I know I do a lot of things, but some things I'd like to do more of. And I always look to that and come back to that. You put in time and time again, all that effort. And now I really enjoyed your post today where you saw some changes in your body. And it was, I think it probably made you smile, right? With your post that you put up today. You've completely changed your life. It's really cool to see. I'm glad to be part of that. Lisa, I want to highlight you retired. You went and partied. It's pretty fucking cool. What does it feel like now? What do you?
It was. Right now I'm looking forward to tomorrow to get back in, to find out what my new normal is. I'm starting off with the 5:30 class, and I'm going to try and keep that routine. I'm actually excited that I can cook and eat. I don't have to cook and like for 2 or 3 days and do a heat up. So that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, no more Tupperware lunches at work, eh?
Sorry, what's that?
I said no more Tupperware lunches at work.
No. And actually, we were coming home on the plane and we had bought a little snack pack that had cheese and crackers and apples and grapes. And I thought, oh, hey, this is great to keep for my lunches for the week. Oh, wait, I don't need it. But that was my first go-to thought.
That is pretty funny.
So,
well,
yeah.
Congrats on that. That's pretty cool that you've gone this far and retired with a company that you appreciated, and you still have a smile on your face and grateful for everything, I'm sure. But yeah, you can definitely teach a lot.
I am, yes, thank you.
Yeah, you can teach a lot of us a good lesson to sticking it out. in the job, right? So it was a garage door company,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
Okay, so you still have
Yeah,
friends,
Stewart Overhead.
right?
I do. I know you need a new one. I can hook you up.
Well, honestly, the arm just broke right off the garage door, and I have it tied down so no one can pull it open.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Putting you right to work. You know what? I overheard. I don't know. Maybe I won't let it out the bag. But Lori, if you talk to her, she has something to ask you.
Okay.
So reach out to her.
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Perfect. Allison, I come to you now. You have pretty much crushed everything that you've set out to do this whole year. There's really not a lot to describe it other than just that. It's pretty incredible. And I think that, you know, you and I have talked a lot about a lot of things that we've gone through, and you've seen so much growth around the whole community, and you've now really dove in and taken it upon yourself to make a change in the community with your instruction and leading with, you know, with your partner Robin there, and filling in when I may or may not show up. Yeah, but I write things down now and have been pretty good. But honestly, you've just complemented what I'm trying to do, and you've really honed in on your own, I guess, vision of your own life and what you want. And when I hear some of the stuff that you do extracurricular outside of here, it just baffles me that you do all that you do and still have time for the Fit Club family. And I'm forever grateful for that. It's pretty cool what you do. And even taking care of yourself and getting pretty jacked and being there. And I see a pizza and I eat 3, right? Like, I don't know how you do it. I would eat, but good for you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know we've talked about the Inner Circle switch a little bit, and I think it takes a little bit of work off both of our plates, going from group to group to group and posting the same thing all the time and scheduling and publishing. And when you guys see these things getting posted, believe me, they're on a schedule. Allison is very regimented. She is not up at 4 a.m. making a post every single day. In the beginning, I thought she was, until I figured out you could schedule Facebook posts. I was mind boggled. So this is quite the year of learning for me, and you've taught me a lot, and I really appreciate that. And it's going to be pretty cool going forward. I think I've got some tricks up my sleeve that some people know and some people don't know, and it's going to be awesome. So we're going to keep pushing. So kudos to you. Congrats on all your personal successes and your accomplishments in the gym and all that good stuff, and not getting so mad at me when I clutter things up and everything. You've been pretty good. I make a mess, guys. He wonders why it happens. But that office has been pretty clean, minus the floor. I got a sweep in there and stuff for about a week. That's incredible. It's a week. Hey, you got to start somewhere. The streak starts somewhere. Jill, I'm going to bring you on the call. So as long as everybody knows you're unmuted, everybody can hear you. I think it's pretty cool. Today, something funny happened, and I want you to be known that someone is your accountability partner. That said no as yesterday. I forgot that I taught this morning. Saturday, someone had asked me how many sessions you had joined this week, and the number was one shy of goal, I believe. But just know that that person's in your corner, and she's rooting for you, and we all are, and we think it's pretty incredible that you've changed your outlook on physical fitness, health, happiness, all that kind of stuff. You came to me with knee problems. You feel a lot more confident, stronger. Now that you've taken it on, we're getting back on track after your nice little boat trip. It's just cool. You got an accountability partner that cares about you, and I know that she's in your family by marriage, but I think that she's a wonderful person, and you guys go back and forth with each other, and you can learn a lot from each other and push each other, right? So I don't know if I know a harder worker than Brienne. She is a pretty badass person, and she works super hard. So that was really nice to hear that she's checking up on you when you're not even there.
That's awesome.
So I don't really have a ton tonight to say other than kind of that. And I want you guys to feel okay when you're in down times, I guess I could say. Like, I think it's going around the message is like we have to be so positive about everything. And I've had multiple conversations with Allison about this, more frustrations coming out of me when I see all these posts on social media. And it depends on what you follow. Like, we always complain about what we see on social media, but it is a lot of our own doing. And the algorithms and stuff like that do play a role in what we look at, what we click on, what we like, right? Like, it feeds it to you based on what you're associating yourself with. So honestly, I've flooded my whole feeds with just golf stuff because it brings me the most passion, smiles, and on my face right now, because it's like one of my major goals is to get really good at. So it's throwing it down my throat, which is awesome, because before it was like everybody's posting, you have to be body positive, you have to be mentally positive, you have to be physically positive, you have to be positive with your friends, you have to be positive with your family. You know what? That is not fucking life. I'm sorry. It's okay if you're not positive about a body part of yours. It's super okay. And I think that message needs to be told even more than this other body positive side of things. I think that they spin it into a, like, almost like a woe is me type thing. It's like, oh, this is so sad that this happened. Well, no, like, it's okay if you don't like something about yourself and you can change it. If you don't like the way your tooth is shaped, it's a bone. I'm sorry. There's certain things that are, you know, you have to take with a grain of salt. But if you want a stronger set of legs, go and build them. But it's okay today to be like, they're not where I want them to be, right? If you want a back that doesn't hurt every day, go and get it fixed. You have the choice to get it fixed, but you can be sad in the fact that you can't move your back very well today. And you can post about it if you want to, and you can cry about it if you want to. You can do anything that you want to do about it if you truly want to. If you had a shitty day at work, you can have a shitty night at home. You don't have to be, and Candace posted this on her Instagram if anybody saw it, you don't have to be a shitty person within the situation, but you don't have to have an awesome night. You don't. You can have a quiet night, you can reflect, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but it doesn't have to be positive. And I'm telling you, it's okay, because there's a lot of lessons that get learned while you're not in the most happy state. Because when you're in a happy state and you're bouncing around, you got so much energy, I guarantee you're not learning. You're just moving forward in the moment. You don't learn until afterwards. You don't learn until you reflect. You don't learn until maybe a little bit of darkness comes in. It's always like that. Everyone says, oh, trouble happens in threes, right? Like, stuff like that, things like that, sayings like that. Those are the times that you learn the most. And you can never really ultimately figure everything out. Like, why try? So I think that's something that needs to be delivered more on a large platform than all this body positive stuff. I think it's great. Don't get me wrong. There's a fine line, but I don't think you always have to be everything positive. If we are all happy people, I don't even know what that world would be like. Can anybody imagine if everyone was happy? It would be so fake. It'd be fake. It'd be so freaking fake on the outside. You'd be walking around and everybody'd be smiling and saying all this stupid shit that they never mean. And oh man, it'd be crazy. It would just be insane. So I'm probably not the first one to be outspoken about this, but I'm certainly the first one in my life, in my area, the people I surround myself with, that has come out maybe more publicly about it. And I'm cool with that. And what I know to be true is that I can make decisions to push my life in a better direction at any point in time. You are never without the power of decision. And you are ultimately in charge of every single thing you do. Something that someone does to you is not by your choice. But whatever happens after that thing is done is your choice. And whatever happens before it's done is your choice. So don't think things happen to you because of them. Think they happen to you because of where you put yourself. Right? It's really easy to blame others for things that we do, or situations that we have, or the lack of money that we can't go on trips like other people or things like that. It's really simple to put it on something else. But at the end of the day, if you put it on yourself, you could really be creating a powerful movement for you going forward. Never underestimate the power of darkness and sadness and emotion. It is very, very powerful. It has enough to take happiness away. It has enough to add it right back. Okay? I don't have anything else to say. Jen, I'm taking your advice for next week. I'm posting some open threads. You're going to see a little bit more activity in the Fit Clubbers as we transition this stuff. I set out at the start of the year to reach more people, help more people. I've certainly reached more people, and I've certainly helped more people. And we saw a really cool thing in the Fit 500. There's a guy that's posted 3 times since September, and he's lost 32 pounds.
Wow.
I've never once spoken to him longer than 3 minutes. Never once. But it didn't take some. It just took that time in his life, and he said, okay, somebody's looking out for me right now. Here's the message. It's loud and clear. Let's go to work. Look at Corey Aslan. He just made a huge decision in his life to kind of take on a journey on his own, but he's running like 21 kilometers soon. He's never been in a gym in 26 years. He's gone from an XL to a medium, maybe even, like, I don't know, it's crazy. It's just so crazy what the power of someone can do if they just make the decision to go forward. And you don't have to like make huge leaps. You just need to make small incremental changes daily to add up to greatness. All right.
I think it's also too about like the people that you decide to have around you.
Absolutely.
Like it is obviously it's about yourself and what you put into it. But the circle that you surround yourself to is important.
I think there's a huge component that doesn't get talked about enough. Some of the high level motivational speakers and successful people talk about how small your circle is. You always see quotes on Instagram if you're looking for them. They're always talking about small circles. Guys, it's the honest to God truth that your circle does shrink based on choice because you put those proper people around you, because you can't possibly be connecting with thousands of people all the time. It's just that you don't get that deep connection. But if you do focus on surrounding yourself with really, really, really solid and motivating people, or at least people that have your back, but understand that we can all go through different emotions. Like if you guys were, in a dark place, I wouldn't tell you to get out of it. Like I can guarantee that I'm not going to be the person that says, well, get out of that. That doesn't make any sense. No, it probably does make sense for you. Might not make sense for me, but just know that I understand that. And putting those type of people in your circle is very important. But the ones that just kind of take all the time, you need to take notice of that.
Mm-hmm.
and make that choice of if that's what you want in your circle or who you want in your circle. And who was once in your circle, maybe they don't need to be anymore. Maybe their purpose is fulfilled. And it's not that a friendship breaks down, it's just that a friendship is no longer serviceable. And I think that's also something that happens in humans. I think we get to points with people that we've kind of, not worn it out, but it's almost like it's expired. We don't really need anything from them anymore, or they don't need anything from us. And that's okay too. You can still be friends with them. You can still be, cordial or whatever the word is and everything with that person. But at the end of the day, if you're not learning from them or they're not learning from you and you're just kind of cruising, maybe you just want to jump into a different circle, right? Get uncomfortable again. Get outside that circle. Sounds good?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it for me. I appreciate you all. It's 8:26. That's phenomenal. I can still go to bed and before 9 p.m. like I set my goal to be this week. I would like to get to bed at 9 p.m. That'd be great. I have to go clean the living room because I'll post a picture on my Instagram.
I can imagine.
It's not good. Everyone knows from 6 to 7. It's 6 to 7 o'clock now. It's like terror hour. Like they pull everything out and use none of it. Like it's just crazy. I have to declutter. I said that to Sarah today. I said, there's a lot of shit in here that we do not need. Just like, yep. That happens. Kids we collect. I don't know why we collect so much stuff. We're stimulated, I guess. Anyways, thanks guys. I appreciate you all. I'm glad to be back. I feel good. We're going to see some nice changes going forward. And I think it's going to be excellent.
Good.
Okay.
Good night, Corey.
Have a good night.